Welcome to TriMet 101. Today I have some not TriMet related video, but it is something I think is a little weird. I don't want to throw anybody underneath the transit bus, but I have seen a couple of videos. Well, of course, I've been a pretty big fan of RM Transit's channel, as every transit fan should at least watch some of those videos, as they are very, very, very interesting. But I've noticed a theme come up. Again, I do not want to start drama, I don't want to do any of this, but I just want to see if you guys have seen this as well. Whenever he's just talking about any sort of transit mode, and he talks about some sort of inferior mode, or if a city chooses the wrong type of transit or something, a shot of the Seattle Link train shows up. So, let's talk about that in this video. Did Seattle screw it up? I always find myself going back to the any transit is better than no transit. I know that is not the optimal way of thinking, but you gotta ask yourself, how bad is the Seattle Link really? The Link trains are just fine. I have no problem with them at all. They are superior to Portland's light rail in some ways and inferior in some other ways. Ideally, it would have just been built like a metro, which it is kind of built like a metro, but it's lower capacity because light rail vehicles are not as high capacity as a metro train would be. But he also talks highly about our local light rail system in Portland, but really, that should have been built as a metro as well. Through my eyes, Seattle's Link light rail system took all the downfalls of Portland's light rail and fixed it. Longer, high-capacity train consists? Check. Tunneling under downtown? Check. Better than 10-minute frequency? Check. Aesthetically pleasing train cars? Check. 100% level boarding? Check. Sure, it isn't the correct mode. They should have gone with light metro maybe. But in my head, it's fine. It works, and I would argue that it is an excellent light rail system. Probably the best, if not one of the best, in the United States. Along the Pacific Northwest and into Canada, Vancouver, BC definitely has ridership for its SkyTrain as its strong point. Seattle's has great bones and has incredibly ambitious expansion plans, and already since the very first time I've ever been on the Link, there have already been extensions, and my first ever ride on the Link was only in 2021, not that long ago. And Portland's strong point is having everything highly connected together and having the trains reach some far out destinations. I'm not making this video to put Seattle way up on this pedestal. I don't claim that it's perfect, but considering the Link light rail opened in 2009 and Portland's light rail and Vancouver SkyTrain opened in the 1980s, I consider it pretty impressive. However, some expansion plans are kind of odd, and RM Transit has made a video on this topic about a second downtown tunnel that's right next to the existing downtown tunnel and has some really weird things to it, and for the record, I agree with absolutely everything in that video. It might be a bit late to comment on this issue now, but whatever, I thought I'd bring it to your attention. So, can the system be upgraded at some point in the future? Of course, lots and lots and lots of portions of the Link light rail are already grade separated. Large stretches of underground, elevated, and even just areas where it's in its own trackway next to a highway or something. There are lots of elements to the system already that are metro-like. So a lot of it could be pretty easy to just drop in replacements with new light metro or maybe full metro style train cars. The same could definitely not be said about Portland or many other light rail networks across the US. You can't just... A lot of our light rail system is not grade separated, And so it's not as easy to just drop in replacements and put metro train cars instead of light rail train cars, which are higher capacity, could be fully automated, could run with higher frequencies. Seattle's pretty lucky here. I will now show you some footage of the Seattle link in case you're unaware of how grade separated it already is.
Transit Center, Bay D2, Brightstorm.
The only real portion of the link that isn't grade separated, there are two segments. Number one is the Stadium and SoDo area, where there are a lot of at-grade intersections, and when it's running in the median of MLK Boulevard. But those could be fixed for use on metro systems. There's already elevated structures at both ends of MLK Way, or whatever the street's called, I don't remember. So it'd be really easy to just add elevated trackway through here and call it a day. As far as the SoDo and Stadium Station area, that's a little harder to convince to build elevated because there are lots of overhead bridge structures. This would be a little trickier to construct, but it might just be smarter to submerge the tracks underground and deck over the top of the tracks. So cut and cover tunneling. I think that would be the best solution. Or you might have to reconstruct the roadway through here to make it so that there are no roads crossing this way. That would definitely be the trickiest part to reconstruct, but at least it's short. I couldn't be more optimistic about the link's near future. Important areas like Bellevue, Linwood, and Federal Way will become a one-seat ride into downtown Seattle with frequent, comfortable trains. Sure, some projects are problematic, but all transit agencies make poor judgments every once in a while. This is also light rail in Portland. But who says you can't bounce back and build something amazing? This is also Portland. Anyways, I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.